And now I give you Lucy Lepchani.
Hi, it's nice to be back. I've got into performing again after a few years off for various reasons. So thank you for inviting me, Bryce. And it's a great venue. I like all the twinkly bits on the ceiling. New audience. But I'm a bit worried about falling down the back of the stage. So if I get too close, please warn me. So I'm just going to launch into it. And this is a poem from childhood. And it's called The First Wild Hare and the Last Sunday School Ever. The first wild hare we ever saw was mad as that March morning, and spring like a new hat, all sunshine and celandines, tilted on hillsides and down to the edges of primrose brim meadows where he saw us watch him. And transfixed by his wild-eyed stare and impossible lugs that must have heard our little hearts beat storybooks come true, just froze, dared breathe the quiet awe of air. Then, up from the long grass leapt another impossibly long-legged lolloping miracle, skittering, whiskered, all lithe limbs and elbows, bobtails and sinews run smooth as a rumour. Then, weaving together these brindled myth-makers, whose ears could hear the full tides of moon, hurtled themselves at impossible speed, switched zigzag, swift and sudden into meadowed stillness. Encounter is more than meeting, more than seeing and believing. It is connection with connection itself. And so, bewitched, little sister and I walked briskly on to sit, stunned in our pews at Sunday school, as Mrs. Clark proclaimed the Lord, damned sinners all. But resurrection reflected new images of fleet-footed creatures revealing new mysteries, of trinities tangled in angles to comical ears. For on some green hill far away, we knew that hares could hear the human heart. After our sixpences rattled the copper, prayer books stacked, friends bade goodbye, we were eager to speak with Mrs. Clark of phenomena we had seen, but she said she was not so keen on hares, that they could strip a field of new maize bare, disorder rows of crops and uproot tender shoots. They were not the farmer's friend, nor that of the Lord, their Easter-bunnied myths distracting from the exacting gift of resurrection and eternal life. Be grateful for all God's creatures, she grinned, but the best place for hares is the cooking pot. We stood in shock as Mrs. Clark departed and bid us, God bless, and I heard my little sister whisper, she won't get any Easter eggs. But enlightened by our teacher's preacherly response, I recalled that eye to eye, my heart to heart with Hare, and I gave up right there any God who art in heaven like some high and mighty farmer with his gun, because it is unforgivable to teach children to forgive and then to destroy those most beautiful things that connect us with a glimpse to the eternal. So here's one I wrote after a couple of years off. And I wrote it a couple of years ago. The time's important, so that just to say it's not a now poem, it's a couple of years old. It's called I Need Snow. I need snow. A bitter day with platinum skies that threaten then split before dusk, and breathless scatter feathers, stars, all over the twilit world. Snow, stitching icy mandalas to gloved fingers, the tongue-tip lick of it, flitting pretty sugar frosting all over the roads, and driving against it, blizzarding, blinded, the windscreen wiper blades wiping its constant chrysanthemum eye. I need snow. Megatons of silence, soft and quilting over streets and all the world outdoors, moonlit, pure, sparkling new fat puffs, not just some scant white speckling. I need snow, occupying every phone line, snogging the roofs of council houses with big fat drifts flanking ugly estates and white flakes gracing arabesques in alleyways. Avenues blessing a Christmas card on the churchyard, fixing broken gravestones, making even sad things lovely. I need snow, like my soul depends on it. I remember last summer's sweltering heat where roses basked and honeysuckle sang in yellow perfumes to the moon. Some devil rode by and cut me down, stole what was mine, and burned his hoofprint where my right breast used to be. Now I need snow, the calm of it. It's balm and soft and quilting, and besides, snow graces even the sad, the broken and ugly things. Lovely again, doesn't it? So it really is good to be back. This is one I wrote some years ago, and it's called Being Lippy. To even speak its name mimes out a kiss. Lipstick. This bullet stick of buttered hues aims smooth, to sheen its mysteries on lips that choose to show, not just to tell. I learned its tarty craft by mother's side, a prim grimace of lips curled tight to teeth as she haughtily peeked in her mirror and sleeked shades of ruby red, gingerbread, summer and plum. At my first moon's blood, she bestowed another gift, a twist-up stick from which I could slick a lick of palest pink onto my grin. This feminine totem in chrysalis case initiated a lifelong taste for beeswax, carnauba wax, candelilla, aromas of rosewater, honey and subtle vanilla, encouraging colours from candy to can-can, from Cupid to hellfire to red-hot mama, from blossoms pale and now to autumn's glow. Lipstick transforms like a witch's wand, anoints with kisses the loved and the blessed, stains evidence on collars and undressed flesh. Alchemical ally of Bible-scorned Jezebel, who petitioned with pigment-painted lips the great tart herself, Astarte, Ishtar, libating her name in luscious legacy for latter-day ladies and our liberated libidos. And lipstick, state sisterhood with suffragettes, who reclaimed rights to scarlet women's harlot red, and danger signalled democratic mouths with unguents of beetle's blood and red lead. And this same aesthetic, in wax and cosmetic, unexpectedly gifted at Belsen Bergen's liberation, soothed those sisters' starving mouths with crimson human dignity. There are queens and refugees and all of us between who in coloured codes of gloss and gleam choose to express the convictions, contradictions and afflictions of the female sex, so that even in our silences we speak this heritage to those who would read our lips. Thank you. The microphone. Okay. This another poem from childhood. It's called Horse Racing. And they're ready at the start, and they're under starter's orders. And they're off, and Lady Fortune takes the lead, closely followed by Hiding for Nothing, and Nil Desperandum is coming up hard on the outside of the curve with Sweet Hope hard on his heels, and Longshot followed by Bailiff close behind, and they're turning out of the bend, and Adrenaline Junkie is making progress. At home, my father sits on the living room coffee table, nose close to the TV screen. He is breathing cigarette smoke, choking out gruff commands to the horse who rides with a whole week's hard-earned wages on its hide. Come on, Lady Fortune, come on. His left hand grips the pink paper slip as if his fate depended on it. And they're finding their positions on the straight, Lady Fortune and Hiding for Nothing neck and neck on the inside, closely followed by Skin of his Teeth, and in fourth position is the favourite Longshot, his reputation for going good on the hard ground holding up, and he's neck and neck with the leaders. My mother is in the garden, gathering dry laundry from the line in time for the wrath of April's skies. Each garment is flipped into the basket with contempt, each sheet shaken with resentment, her pent-up screams collapsed into series of weary sighs. She is almost 1 month pregnant and does not know it yet. She is preoccupied with the washing, the darning, the ironing, and the 4 unpaid bills in the rack in the kitchen. And they're round the bend, and Hiding for Nothing is in the lead, and behind him Lady Fortune and Bailiff vie for second position, neck and neck. And what's happening at the back? What's happening to Sweet Hope? He's fallen behind. Sweet Hope is lame, and it looks like he's out of the race. And positioned behind the leaders, Bailiff is riding steadily, and Adrenaline Junkie is coming up fast. And 3 young sisters sit in silence on the sofa. One covers her mouth lest she would scream. One scribbles, unwilling to witness. And the little one hates the sound of it all and covers her ears, and the cigarette smoke fogs us, and my father growls, "Come on, Lady Fortune, come on," as my mother from the kitchen slams the laundry basket down, crashes kettle onto metal stove, slams cupboard doors hard. And they're on the home straight now, and the leaders are tightly grouped, and the others have fallen a furlong behind. Nil Desperandum at the back, and Adrenaline Junkie is losing ground, and in the lead it's Lady Fortune, neck and neck with Bailiff, edging up on the outside, and Longshot is close by, and Hiding for Nothing is making ground, and they're coming to the post, and the crowd are going wild, and it's going to be a close finish, and they're past the post, and it's a photo finish. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to wait for the results of the photo finish. Our house is frozen. Hearts in mouths, gasps held, teeth gritted. And we know that even if Lady Fortune has saved us today, that Bailiff and a Hiding for Nothing are only a moment behind. Thank you. Thank you.
Lucy was at one of the very, very early word commands, and every time you come on stage, it's just like old friends, the poems. I think I remember the childhood one that you did first.